Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. Now, Mayor Giuliani, former Mayor Giuliani of New York, has had his law license suspended by the state of New York for demonstrably false accusations about the 2020 election. As you all know, Donald Trump and his buddies for months have pushed, or for months after the election, and continue to push this lie that election machines stole the election, that there was rampant fraud that stole the election, that the election was just plain stolen from Donald J. Trump. Now, we all know this to be false, because there have been dozens of recounts in every state just about that mattered, and there were over 50 court cases brought by Giuliani and the Trump campaign, none of which they provided one shred of evidence of anything untoward happening in the entire country. They showed not one shred of evidence to any one of the over 50 judges they saw. And with one of the judges they saw multiple times. They provided no evidence of any kind of fraud or any kind of cheating or anything taking place. But Giuliani went on record multiple times spreading this lie about Dominion voting machines. And he just kept lying and lying and lying. Holding many press conferences where, for example, he got so hot his hair dye faded down the side of his face. That's not a good look if you're trying to tell the truth. Is it that you're sweating so profusely that your hair dye starts running? Now, that aside, the fact is the man lied about the election over and over again. And now he is banned from practicing law in the state of New York. I think this is awesome. I think it's a great call, because you shouldn't be allowed to be a lawyer and be that big of a pile of crap, spreading lie after lie after lie. And so I'm glad to see that that the state of New York has taken this step, and I believe it's the right action. Now, here's the thing: how long does it last? They say indefinitely, but indefinitely could always be reinstated later. But I don't know. Do you think it should ever be reinstated if it's allowed to be? I don't. To be honest with you, he should be disbarred. William Barr, the former Attorney General, should be disbarred. And these are two people that were very, well known in the world. Mayor Giuliani was America's mayor for decades. And then he tied himself to the Trump train to spread lies about the election. Which is really sad, because he's had some of the most prestigious jobs in the entire country. Federal prosecutor? Mayor of New York City? Helped hold the city together during, in the days after 9/11? This man had his life made. Why did he have to go ruin his life and his livelihood by lying for a liar? It doesn't make any sense. He could have just faded off, into the future, into the sunset. He could have rode off into the sunset and just been, known as America's mayor. What could Trump have possibly had on him to make him step up and start being his stooge? And that's the problem right there, is Donald Trump has a lot on a lot of people, and you can see it. Because they're doing work for him that's going to do nothing but harm them. He's going to get off scot-free. But he spread the big lie again and again and again. No matter how many times recounts happened, how many times they had been shut down by the courts because they provided no evidence, lying about the Dominion voting machines, which, by the way, were only used in a few areas in the entire country, like 3 cities, wasn't going to overturn the election. And I believe it was like one area. Really, the most area used, I believe, was San Francisco. I think they said they used the Dominion voting machines. So I'm not exactly sure, but I know it wasn't a lot. It wasn't widespread across the country. It wasn't in states that really mattered. And so I don't understand it. It makes me think that maybe Donald Trump had something on Giuliani that we didn't know. But the fact that he did what he did in order to help Donald Trump, but to tarnish his reputation and to lose his law career, that's tough. That's tough to be willing to give all that up. You know, I got a buddy of mine that went through law school, and the torture just those years of law school gave him. I couldn't imagine him doing anything to willingly lose, you know, his law certification. I couldn't imagine that. In fact, I hear him talk about making sure he doesn't do anything to lose that certification, because that's going to be one of the most expensive sheepskins you're ever going to put on your wall. So it's really sad to me to see it happen. But you know, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, I guess. But as we see, the mighty have fallen. He has been suspended. He can no longer practice law in the state of New York. I don't know if he is able to practice law in other states. I don't know if he's part of the bar of any other state. But I do know in New York State, he will no longer be able to lie his way through anything in a courtroom again. Anyhow, y'all have a great day. I'll see you down the road.